Hi, my name is Monica Centeno. I'd like to thank you for coming in my office today, and I look forward to meeting with you soon. I've prepared this short video for you to watch that will answer some general questions that I receive from clients when they come into my office, so that the time that we do spend together can be spent on more specific questions to your situation and give you some more personal advice. Thank you for coming. The main difference between Chapter 7 and Chapter 13 is that Chapter 7 is a chapter of bankruptcy that provides for a total liquidation, and Chapter 13 is a chapter of bankruptcy that provides for reorganization. So when you're just giving debt up or giving property up, Chapter 7 is the way typically that you would do it, or traditionally that you would do it, provided you meet the means test, which we'll talk about in greater detail when we meet. And Chapter 13 is the reorganization, where you have things that property you'd like to keep, you've fallen behind, and you just need some time to be able to reorganize and get back on track. Depending on the chapter of bankruptcy you file, bankruptcy could take anywhere from 2 to 3 months to 5 years. A Chapter 7 bankruptcy, on average, takes 2 to 3 months with so many bankruptcy filings. However, it can take a little bit longer, but that's just a function of moving through the court system and not necessarily because the actual process itself is taking longer. The legal process isn't taking longer. I would say the administrative process is taking longer. A Chapter 13 bankruptcy, however, when you go into a Chapter 13 bankruptcy, that is a repayment. That's a reorganization agreement. So those typically last anywhere from 3 to 5 years. Bankruptcy definitely has an effect on your credit score and will deplete your credit score from the filing and also from the discharge. Bankruptcy by itself, though, does not ruin someone's credit. When I was in the mortgage business, I would routinely refinance people out of a bankruptcy that had 700 credit scores. And what is important to know about a bankruptcy is that a bankruptcy will freeze your credit right where it is. So for people who are trying to protect their credit, it's important that they stay current on everything when they do file. Bankruptcy filing itself takes an average of 50 points away from your credit score, and then of course the filing of the discharge takes about 25 points on average from your credit score. Together a bankruptcy can cost you just on average 75 points to your credit score, while one 30-day late on your mortgage will take 100 points from your credit score. So incidentally, a lot of people will quit making their mortgage payments, or they'll quit paying all of their credit cards and very quickly deplete or deteriorate their entire credit score and then file a bankruptcy. So once you have basically wrecked your credit and then file bankruptcy and freeze your credit at the bottom of the credit scale, it's very difficult to rebuild your credit score from a lower point. A lot easier to rebuild the credit score from a higher credit score. So if you can avoid going late on any bills and are able to file a bankruptcy before any of that happens, you certainly can protect your credit score to the best of your ability through a bankruptcy. People certainly can keep their homes through bankruptcy. Sometimes people will file a Chapter 7 bankruptcy and still keep their house because they're on time or don't need to catch up with mortgage payments, but just have other issues that they need to discharge in order to be stable in their home. Some people file a Chapter 13 bankruptcy, whether it's to strip a second or to catch up on a mortgage when they can't get something worked out with their lender. So certainly people can keep homes in either chapter of bankruptcy. Certainly people can keep their cars in either Chapter 7 or Chapter 13 bankruptcy filings. There are exemptions. You can have up to $15,000 of equity in a car in Nevada. So for instance, if somebody has a Rolls Royce that's paid for, and it's a $50,000 or $100,000 car, they're likely not going to be able to keep that asset through a bankruptcy. But routinely, the bankruptcy court recognizes and makes a provision for people to keep their cars and be able to drive back and forth to work to be successful in their lives. Now that the video has concluded, someone will be with you shortly to take you back into their office, and I'll be meeting with you shortly. I'd like to thank you again for coming into our office and look forward to meeting with you soon.